up, hardware? Welcome to your WOD Brief for Monday the 27th. We've got a lot of stuff to cover today, so we're going to jump right into it. We're going to start with a warm-up of 3 rounds of 30-second hollow and 30-second arch holds. So when we ask for the hollow and the arch, all we're really looking for is to put this part of your low back, round it, and press it into the ground. So the actual body shape here, or wherever you end up, doesn't matter as much as pressing that low back into the ground while you get your shoulder blades up. So my favorite way to get a good amount of compression here is to actually just curl yourself into a ball. You can see that's that low back rounded in. If that's going okay for you, hands out. If that's okay, legs out. If that's okay, arms up. But really all we're looking for is to press that back into the ground. Then you'll flip it over and we'll get some arch. Opposite movement, keep reaching the toes, keep reaching the fingers. 3 times, 30 seconds each. And then we're gonna move on to getting our upper body ready to go. So if you've got one of the bands from the gym, you can use these as a band pull apart. All I'm looking to do is set the shoulders back and down and pull out, pinching my shoulder blades together for 10 reps. Or if you don't have that, you can use a towel and pull, how we did in Oli the other day. Or you could just hinge over and squeeze the shoulder blades, doing some T's. We're gonna do band pull-aparts mixed in with push-ups with a little bit of rotation. So I'm gonna do 1 push-up, and then at the top, I'm gonna rotate to one side. That's 1 rep, push-up, other side. That's 2. Push-up, that's 3, and I'm gonna do that until I get to 6 reps. All right, so that's only 3 per side. 10 pull-aparts or T's, and then 6 push-ups with rotation. If you're having trouble with that push-up, you can also do this on the knees. So I'm on my knees here, down, then I pop up to rotate, back to the knees, pop up to rotate. All right, then we should be ready to go for our upper body work. This is our 3rd week of doing our new upper body cycle, which is the 4-second pause in either the bottom or the top of the movement, depending on which one you're doing. And we want to introduce a couple of new movements this week. So normally what we've been doing is if you're pressing up with a dumbbell, let's say, you're going to hold at the bottom 4, 3, 2, 1, press, bring it down, 4, 3, 2, 1, press. And that's trying to keep tension at the bottom. If you are doing a push-up, you're gonna lower yourself till you're almost at the bottom and hold for 4, and then come up. But we wanted to talk about a dive bomber push-up today, or variations on a dive bomber push-up, just to kind of switch things up a little bit. So this is basically incorporating a down dog into the push-up, but it makes that pause a little tricky to navigate. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna try to reach my head all the way through, my hips are high, this is the top position. Let's talk about it without the pause first. I'm just going to try to skim my chest off the ground as I come through this position and then pike my hips back up. So again, I'm trying to lower and just barely brush the chest off the ground and come back up. If that's going well, the really advanced version that's super hard is to reverse the position. So I'm going to go skim and up, and then I'm going to try to follow that same path back that way. But that is really advanced, so don't be surprised if you try that and it doesn't go too well. So if we're going to try to do this with the pause, I want you to still pause with that chest skimmed off the ground. That's still the bottom. So the rep is now, I'm going to go from here, skim, 4, 3, 2, 1, press, back up. Skim it, 4, 3, 2, 1, press, and back up. Oh my gosh, that was really hard. So if you have been crushing it with the push-ups or you're running out of weight and you can do that, that's a great variation. Also with the pulling, a lot of people have been able to set up the sheet row or a body weight row station. This week, if you're running out of room with that and it's starting to feel kind of like you're having trouble making it more challenging, let's try it with 1 arm. That's going to make things a lot more difficult. So single arm rows and dive bomber push-ups. Just something to spice it up. All right, what we're going to do with the upper body, same thing we've been doing, 5 sets, 1 to 10 reps. whatever is challenging for you. When you're pressing, pause at the bottom. When you're pulling, pauses at the top, or pauses at the top, okay? Moving on to part 2. We're doing a 3-round workout today of 1 minute of kettlebell swings, 1 minute of sit-ups, and 1 minute of body weight rows if you have that available to you. All right, so that means that the time is going to keep ticking on this workout, and it's up to you to transition every minute. So there's no built-in rest time, all right? The kettlebell swing, if you have a kettlebell available, can be a Russian swing coming up to eye level, or an American swing going up and overhead, whichever one you're comfortable with. Or you can do the dumbbell swing, cheat, hack of going this way or this way. All we're really looking for you to do is bend over with a flat back and then squeeze your butt. So you could even do a deadlift, a clean, a snatch, any kind of variation like that will work. The sit-up, I want to cover what we did last week just in case you missed it. We started in the fundraiser workout by doing our usual ab mat sit-up, but without the arms coming back. So we're going to leave the arms in front of the body. They're going to come up and down a bit, but we're not bringing them back and throwing them. I liked that variation. It was really nice. And I felt like it targeted the abs a lot more. And then the body weight row, if you have a ring station set up, which some of you do, sheets in the door frame, or a table row, those will all work. If you don't have any of those set up, we can go with a bent over row, a banded row, anything where you're pulling in this direction will work, okay? After that, we're gonna finish with a cool down of Samson stretch. One knee down here, tuck the hips under till you feel a good stretch coming up through here. Ribs are down, abs nice and tight. This is the Samson stretch. If you can do that with fingers interlaced without losing position, that's great. We're gonna do 2 minutes on one side, 2 minutes on the other side. And then we're gonna do a doorway stretch. You don't really need a doorway per se. I'm gonna use this wall. But the idea with this one is I'm gonna try to stretch my lats out here. This is the muscle that connects from your arm down into your ribs. And oftentimes, if you feel like you're tight overhead, if you imagine a string from here to here, as I go up this way, if that muscle is tight, let's say that string gets taut right about here, when you try to go overhead, you get stuck and you can't get overhead. So if you can't stretch this anymore, what happens is the ribs will move in order to try to get a dumbbell overhead or a barbell overhead. So this muscle being loose enough for you to move it without your ribs coming with is super important. One way you can stretch that is internal rotation this way. Grab something here and then lean back and pull. Oh my gosh, this feels good. So this is already a good stretch for me, but if I push my hips that way, so I pull even further on this imaginary string or this imaginary band, leaning away, ooh, that increases the stretch even more. So what we'll do is 2 minutes on each arm of that doorway lat stretch. Huge Monday. Every day of the week is this big. We got extra stuff coming at you all week. So I hope you enjoy it. Reach out if you need any help. Otherwise, have fun.